DJ Styles, Mike D, live on Planet Z Live. Under the Radar is live now.
It is Under the Radar. It is yours truly. They call me around town. What do they call me, Michael?
The young DJ Styles.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen. I got out my tambourine.
Aren't you proud I got it right?
Got my tambourine out tonight. Hear that?
Man. Yeah.
I'm excited. I was playing that with the mamas and the papas a moment ago.
Where's your cowbell?
That's in the back. I have to get that out in a little bit.
Ah,
Can't do it all at once, you know.
Yeah, mine's in the back too.
I love anybody can play a tambourine. That's what I like. You can just get it and beat the heck out of it. And it's just good
Not
stress
everybody.
You don't think so?
No.
I think everyone.
I've heard some people play a tambourine that should have put it down.
Are you serious? Who?
Yeah.
Who?
It's people that are just way off beat.
At church?
They just bang it. It's like, dude.
I've seen people at church just beating the heck out of that thing. You know, just wonderful.
I have seen that. That's crazy.
And they got my tambourine doesn't have the coating in the middle. What do you call that? The head of it. I don't have that. Mine's an open.
The batter head.
Yeah, I don't have that. Mine's open.
Yeah.
Do you recommend the batter head or play it open?
I don't like the sound of those things.
The sound of the tambourine in general?
No. The when you bang the head on it.
Yeah.
I like the ones that are open because it's got more of a solid sound.
Oh.
At least to me it does.
I'm thinking about I'm going to upgrade my tambourine situation. It's a big deal. I wonder what the most expensive tambourine is that you can buy.
I don't know. You want me to search that up during the show?
Yeah. While we're just goofing around. Go to sweetwater.com and just type in tambourine and sort price. Like most expensive to least expensive tambourine. I bet the most expensive I'm going to wager $80, $75, $80.
They got little promos that pop up here. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm betting $80 for tambourine. Rob, what do you think?
Honestly, man, think about some of the people that own tambourines and some of the famous people. I'm guessing Liberace had a tambourine that probably was pretty expensive.
Well, how about this? Not because he was playing, well, probably because he was playing. I'm talking about if you or I or Michael were to venture to a music store.
As far as like just top of the line tambourines, it probably wouldn't top out over $100. I wouldn't think, man.
Whoa,
Michael!
I'm so wrong, ain't I?
Oh my gosh,
Michael!
Man, yes.
What do you got? Wait, let me guess. Hold up. Am I low with the $80?
Very.
Really?
I'm seeing some crazy numbers.
All right,
sitting over here,
tell me the brand first off.
This is a Grover. Pro Percussion Projection Plus. It's a 10-inch tunable. So you can tune it. Tambourine.
Tunable tambourine. I didn't know you could do that.
With silver jingles.
Oh, I mean, is it gold plated? Like, has it got real gold and stuff? See, that's different.
No, it's actually black.
Uh-huh.
But it's $319.
Well, you didn't let me guess. I was going to guess. You just took the fun.
Okay, well, guess what the next highest price one is?
All right. $275.
No. It's lower.
Oh, lower. Okay.
You're in the ballpark now.
Oh, okay. $225.
Close. No, it's up higher.
$275.
No, higher.
I don't know. Just tell me now.
You're going to the Showcase Showdown.
It's $239.
What's that on Price is Right? The guy, the cliffhanger guy. You know all that.
Do that again, man.
The guy is doing all that, and you know what is the name of that one? Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I think it was Cliffhanger.
Hey, if somebody showed up to a session with that tambourine, though, I would consider that guy a tambourine player.
You'd have to have a special case for
He's
that
a professional,
tambourine.
that's for
this
sure.
guy, I'm not going to argue with this guy. He's evidently there's something about tambourine I don't know.
Get out a special case, like a special case for that tambourine. You know that person means some business, man.
The case is probably gold.
I wonder if there is like the greatest tambourine player ever, like that we don't even know about. Like we all think guitar, like Jimi Hendrix and Eric Clapton and Stevie Ray Vaughan. We think that, but tambourine playing, who you got? I mean, Stevie Nicks, wonderful on tambourine.
I'm guessing the cowbell guy from Blue Oyster Cult probably had a good tambourine career too.
He got a good cowbell, but tambourine. I wonder. Michael?
I'm sure he had a good tambourine career, too.
Michael, during the show, I want you to figure out maybe one of the most famous tambourine players that's ever been known that we don't know about.
Already got a list, man.
Oh, you do?
Willie
really?
Nelson's harmonica player.
Who you got?
Really
Who you got?
The Tambourine Players Hall of Fame.
No.
It's a shrine to tambourine players.
You're joking.
I kid you not, dude. I brought this up. So, number one on the list is Stevie Nicks.
Steve, well, see, I told you that. I knew it would be Stevie Nicks.
He started out with the Stevie Nicks.
The
Yeah.
next one is Davy Jones.
Oh, well, was that
From the
Herman?
Monkees.
No, Monkees. You're right.
And then there's Tracy Partridge. I don't know who
The
that
Partridge
is.
Family.
Is that who it? Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And then Linda McCartney from Wings.
Yeah.
Valerie of Josie and the Pussycats.
I don't know that one.
That was a cartoon.
Yeah. She must have really been
Evidently,
good
she
then.
wailed.
Give us a couple more.
Liam Gallagher.
Yeah.
From Oasis.
Oasis.
Yeah. Juan Cervantes. I don't know who that is. Joan Osborne.
Really?
Go ahead. No
Tambourine
Robert Plant.
You're right. Robert Plant did play a nice tambourine, didn't he?
I thought I had memories of him
I'm
playing
not
a pretty
seeing
good
him on
tambourine.
here, but then
That
again,
is
yeah,
sacrilege.
this is a
But
huge
Stevie,
list.
you said Stevie Nicks was number one.
Yeah.
See, that's what I thought. When I think tambourine, I automatically think of Stevie Nicks.
Definitely, she had one on stage probably more than most.
Oh
Yeah.
man, just probably sleeps with it, showers with it.
They
Always.
have Yoko Ono and Van Morrison on here.
Yeah,
can see that.
I've seen Van Morrison shake a tambourine.
Wow, that's crazy.
How about that? We learned something tonight, Rob.
Right? I kind of thought it was going to be some obscure Hall of Fame of like a
Yeah.
bunch of tambourine players I've never heard of, like not like famous people, but just like Joe Smith from down the road.
Now, Michael, speaking of instruments and equipment, tell the folks the upgrade that you have made to AudioScribe Studios that came in the mail this week. Came yesterday, I believe.
I got a cloud lifter
Tell
for
the
my
folks
microphone.
briefly tell the folks what that is. You don't get too scientific, but briefly, layman's
I can't
terms.
get very scientific because I don't know much about it. But
Yeah, you do.
What it does is it adds about 28 dB to a dynamic microphone.
Makes it louder.
and makes it louder and diminishes the noise floor. So
Right. So less hiss and louder signal.
correct.
Sounds fantastic.
And Rob Runer, is that how you say your last name?
Ronner.
Ron. Oh, I knew it was Ronner. But I said Runer because I thought, I second guessed myself.
Yep, Your Honor. Yeah, I
Rob
get a
Ronner.
lot of
That's a cool
incarnation.
name. Is that made up? Is that like a made up name or is
That
that
is
real?
not a stage name, man. That was my given name.
Golly,
That's
that's a good one right there. I bet
Got a
you're.
nice
Are
ring
you
to
happy
it.
with your name?
Very, definitely, man.
Would you like to trade it in?
I mean,
I didn't.
Well, no,
I
some
didn't really.
people-
When I thought about the stage name, I was like, no, I'm just gonna stick with the one I got. It seems to roll off
That's
the tongue
solid,
pretty well.
man. I mean, what would you even trade it up to? I mean, what do you got after that?
I don't think so. Maybe add a middle name. Maybe
Ron Robber.
my last name's Ronner. My dad wanted to name me Road Ronner.
I mean, you ought to do that.
He had an interesting sense of humor.
That's
He
awesome.
had a great sense of humor.
Now, Rob, tell the folks where you're from.
I grew up down in Wilmington. I lived there most of my life. I'm still living there.
You like it?
I do. It's getting big. I think.
How has it changed for you?
Oh, 100%. It's completely unrecognizable from the town that I grew up in. In a lot of good ways, it's brought a lot of really cool stuff around here. But coming up this way, I was saying to my wife, I was like, a lot of this is what Wilmington used to look like because
Right.
it has just so fast it's grown up. It looks completely different, but it's a super cool town. There's a lot of cool people that move there, and there's always a lot of cool stuff to do. And I mean, how can you argue with it? It's got the beach, man. It's got the river. It's got downtown. It's got a great music scene. It's got the arts going on there, man. It's full of a lot of cool people, man.
So
everything.
you've always lived in Wilmington, is that right?
Yep, I lived in Raleigh for about 2 years,
Oh, that's
about
where I'm
20
from.
years ago, and but other than that, I've been in the Wilmington area.
How's the music scene changed?
It has swollen.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of people I think that have showed up in the last probably 15 years that want to get on and have realized that it is a town that you can play music in, and there's a lot of like-minded musicians here. And I think one of the cool things about the scene in Wilmington is that there's not a whole lot of, I mean, I guess it might be somewhere, but there's not a whole lot of competition. There's not a whole lot of ego in between musicians and bands. Like, there's a great community feel. Everybody knows each other, and nobody's out really looking to step on anybody else. It's a real community feel among musicians in Wilmington. I mean, if you know one, chances are if you meet somebody, he probably knows everybody you know.
It's interesting because like we hear of that a lot with like
Yeah.
a lot of the people that come on that are from Wilmington, that are musicians that are in the area. They say the same thing, that there's not a whole lot of competition. Everybody supports everybody else's music.
Sounds
and
like
it's-
realtors, doesn't it? Realtors.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are like the Eagles.
Yeah. So you grew up where? Where'd you grow up though?
I grew up in Midtown in Devon Park, right across from UNCW.
Oh, okay.
Know where that's at. Yeah.
So you were actually born like in Wilmington, like that's your
Yeah.
homeland.
Yeah, man, New Hanover Hospital. I was born at New Hanover.
Okay, then you moved to Raleigh for a couple of years, you said, and then
Yep.
back to Wilmington.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, kind of does. Kind of does.
Raleigh's a cool city too, man. It didn't have a beach though, and I've always got to stay close to the beach. That's just something I don't feel like I can get too far away from it for too
Do you
long.
actually make it to the beach? See, I've always had this theory that if I lived at the beach, you would be, oh, this is really nice. Kind of like a swimming pool, real cool for about a year, maybe at most. Then after that, you don't even go anymore.
That's a running joke too, man. 'Cause-
Is it?
And I hate to even say, like, the last 2 years, my wife and I went to the beach probably one time during
See.
the summer to actually have a beach day.
Right.
But I play at the beach all the time,
Right.
so I'm always at the beach.
Right.
But as far as like being able to go out
in the
and
water
have
and
a
all
beach day, I think we had 2 last year.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it is when you get a boat or something like that, too.
You know, I'm trying to. I have a pact with myself to do a lot better with that this year. And actually, you know, you live in the area, man. Get out there and do it.
That's right.
Make the time to get out there
That's
and
right.
do it.
We
Well-
used to live over there in Leland, and I was like, every night when we were there, when we lived there, I was
go
going
fishing,
fishing just
yeah.
about every night.
Oh, I bet.
yeah.
And what got you into playing music, Rob?
Well, that was. I think that started super early, man. I was in middle school. I was in band, and my brother started playing a drum kit in the house, and he played one of Tone Loc's tunes back in the day from the '80s.
Wild Thing.
It was Wild Thing.
Was it
actually.
really?
That's what it was, and it had a cool drum beat to it, and he taught me that on the drums. And after I learned that on the drums, I was kind of hooked, and I started playing drums in middle school. I was in the percussion section in middle school until 8th grade. I learned all the bells and drums and all that stuff. And then when I hit about 14, I picked up guitar and started taking guitar lessons. That was a kind of a chance thing, man, because my mom's side of the family are all kind of Western Virginia, Western North Carolina, like hill folk, man, you know. And so I went up there. I would go visit them sometimes, like in Lynchburg and Bristol and Boone, like that area, Boone, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And the last time I saw them when I was younger, I went up there. I was like 14, and there was about 15 of them sitting, most of them relatives, you know, and they're sitting in a living room, and all of them are playing something. They're playing spoons. They're playing.
That's awesome.
You know, some guy's got a fiddle, one guy's got a
Yeah.
bass. My
Tambourine.
uncle's on a banjo. Somebody's got, tambourines. Anything they can
$300
grab.
tambourine.
And like everybody in the family plays something, you know, and I was just mesmerized by that. I thought it was bluegrass, you know, and it was gospel music and Elvis and stuff like that. That's what they were playing, and that's what they taught me 2 or 3 chords when I was up there, and I caught on pretty quick, and my uncle was like, man, you catch on to that pretty quick. And so I was hooked after that. After I got a guitar while I was there, I went to a music store and called my dad, and we okayed it with my dad that I get a guitar, and I got the acoustic guitar then and brought it home, and started taking lessons, and
You still
been
got
on
that
guitar
one?
ever since.
You still got the same one?
I do. It's hanging up on the wall in the house.
Okay, so
Wow.
do you actually play it, or is it more kind of a memorabilia?
I do play it kind of like petting the dog that doesn't get, you know, like that you don't feel like gets
Right.
a whole lot of attention, you know, where I'm like, I'll pull it off the wall and I'm like, man, I hate to see any instrument that doesn't get played,
Right.
you know, like it just kills me. It feels like something that has so much potential and it never gets strummed, man, you know, somebody never picks it up and plays it. So if I have them sitting around the house, and ones that I haven't played in a while, I'll pick them up and I'm like, yeah, I got to play this thing and give this thing a little bit of love because I hadn't played it in a while.
And I always find this question fascinating when I ask it. What made you kind of, well, you know, a lot of people pick up the guitar and play it, but what made you, you know, interested in singing at the same time as being a guitarist?
I think probably what vocals did to me. I always had that, I tell my wife this story all the time. I had Man Eater on 45 by Hall & Oates when I was like,
yes.
when I was like 8 years old, man, you know, and at 7, I was real young. And I remember I would play that, and it just the way it made me feel. I had no idea what they were talking about at 8 years old, man, but I just loved the way that song made me feel and the way those vocals made me feel.
Yeah.
And once I got older, I was like, I want to try that, and it certainly didn't start off like all that well. I remember I was playing, I was probably 14 or 15. I was up in my bedroom and I was playing Chant Down Babylon by Bob Marley. And I was trying to stretch my voice out a little bit, and I got done with the song. And my bedroom door swings open real slow, and it's my dad standing there, and he's like, "Don't quit your day job, bro."
Nothing
But
like encouragement.
he was a super honest dude, and if you were good, he would tell you were getting better. And so like 6 months later, I had been practicing, and I finished a song, and my door swung open again, and it was him, and he was like, "Whoa, that was good." So I knew he was telling me the truth whenever he said that, because he was not one to mince words. If it wasn't good, he'd tell you it wasn't good.
Now, who you got on this? Since you mentioned Daryl Hall, this is going to be a hard question. You may not even want to answer, kind of question.
Oh boy,
Technical question. You ready? Who you got on this? Who you think's better? Who's got more soul?
Oh no.
Are you ready for this? Daryl Hall or Michael McDonald?
Oh, that's
Hall.
hard.
I told you, Michael. I told you it's gonna be a hard one.
Yeah, I got to say Daryl Hall.
Daryl Hall, you think so?
I'm gonna say Daryl Hall. Daryl Hall is my guy, dude. Ever since he did Live at Daryl's House.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, I watched. Are they still on?
I don't think he's
I don't
doing new
think so.
ones. I saw a rerun the other day, and I was like, "Oh, what a great idea, man!"
Yeah. We're live
Yeah.
from Michael's house now.
That's right.
You know,
I wish I had his money.
I'm going to probably.
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm going to go Daryl Hall too, because you can understand him. Michael McDonald's like, you don't know.
That's kind of it.
You don't
And
know
I,
what he's
you know,
saying.
who am I to say? But it feels like it's a little bit one-trick ponyish, man. With Michael McDonald, that's what you're going to be getting all
But you
night
have to
long,
admit
man.
that's a hard
You know?
question to really truly answer.
It is.
He's also played on so many things, or sang
Yeah.
and played on so many different tracks from so many different people. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And Michael McDonald reinvented the Doobies, which was hard to do. Man.
Yeah.
They were
Doobie Brothers.
Yeah, when that dude got sick, I can't remember his name, their first lead singer, when he got sick from too much road, he had to leave the band.
You know
and
who? I
they
think
weren't sure what they were going to do.
You
What's
know who
up?
I think reinvented the Eagles is Joe Walsh.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
Gave it that rock edge to it.
I think that finalized the group,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah. No.
He had so much great input on that band.
Yeah, he did. Rob, I'm going to give you a compliment. You ready?
All right.
I was loading your music into the computer for tonight, and I was listening to the beginnings of songs. Let me tell you who I think your influence is. I'm going to give you a compliment.
Okay.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh, huge.
Hey, Michael. No, it had that flavor to us. Like, this has got some Stevie Ray in it.
Yeah,
Stevie
Stevie
Ray
Ray
Vaughan.
was a tremendous influence, man.
sure.
I'm still actually trying to kind of unlearn some of Stevie because it's so thick in my playing.
Yeah.
Where it's sometimes I feel like I can get stuck there because I
Nothing
played
wrong
the
with that.
blues. I played the blues for a long time, and I still love playing the blues. And another huge influence was Dickie Betts, man, who just died. That was.
Right.
When I was coming up learning those solos and learning the neck of the guitar, I look at the way that I play a lot now. When I play melodically, that's channeling Dickie. Like I look back on it and I'm like, oh yeah, those are Dickie licks that I'm playing right there. I didn't realize how influential he was on me until I kind of really thought about it, and I listened to him play, and I hadn't listened to him in a while, and I was like, wow, man, I've actually stolen way more from that dude than I think. He and Warren Haynes as well.
I'll tell you what, let's do a live track, Michael.
Yeah, go for it.
Live track from Audio Scribe Studios down there in Whiteville, North Carolina. You are listening to Under the Radar on Planet Z Live with Rob Ronner, the coolest name we've had yet on the show. Rob, what song you going to play for us to start us out with?
I think we'll start out with Truck Driving Man. This is a new single that I have coming out. I'm gonna go in the studio and actually start recording it in about a week, and it shouldn't take me too long to get it all taken care of because everything's ready to roll.
All right.
But this is one I've had on the shelf for a while, and I'm really excited to get it out and get it on some ears and let people listen to it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Rob Ronner, and Truck Driving Man, I believe he said, is the name of the track. Planet
Yes,
Z
sir,
Live.
that's it.
Under the Radar. Take it away.
Here's another late night ballroom sister out shaking the thing. Finally got a night off and made her way to hear me sing. She's a red hot mama, can you understand? Maybe I should ask permission before I play my hand. But mama don't need another truck and driving man. I'm picking up the phone, dial the number on the business card. Well, everybody says leave her alone, but man, you know it gets so hard when Papa ain't home now, 'cause Papa copped a nickel in the county can. She's got a 12-year-old in a Nazi metal band. Lord, Mama don't need another truck and driving man. Baby seen the city lights a time or two, and Lord, she ain't called nothing but the blues, and thrown her heart around with some mean string benders, and live like she got nothing to lose. Possibly tonight, if I play my cards right, we could take a little trip in the van. 'Cause if you're going home with me, I'll be your truck and driving man. Then I had a buddy tell me, man, I've been standing beside you for a couple of years. Done seen a lot of twisted sisters, man, we must have killed 1,000,000 beers. Now you know I think fast when I'm under the gun, and if you've ever listened to me, brother, I suggest you run, 'cause mama can't stand another long night of fun. Baby seen the city lights a time or two, and though she ain't called nothing but the blues, and thrown her heart around with some mean string benders, and live like she got nothing to lose. Possibly tonight, if I play my cards right, we could take a little trip in the van, Lord. But mama don't need another. No, she don't need another. Mama don't need another truck and driving man.
Awesome.
My goodness.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, this is Under the Radar on Planet Z Live. Joined with Rob Ronner. The track there was Truck Driving Man, or as the kids call it now, Maine. Truck Driving Maine. Truck Driving Maine.
Loving the sound, man. Loving the sound.
Sometimes I
thank
just
you,
start
guys.
clapping. While you were playing, I was clapping.
I'm just sitting here bobbing my head like to the beat.
I
I'm
was
like,
clapping. You know what I was doing?
yeah.
Rob, you know what I was doing?
What's that?
I was clapping.
Good man.
I was clapping. Guess what else I was doing? Guess what else I was doing?
Clapping?
I was clapping. But I was doing something additional. You know what I was saying? I was
What's
saying,
that?
come on. I was
Get it.
clapping like this. I was going, come on.
Get it like he's watching beat
like a
poetry.
revival. Like a revival was what it was.
That's
Oh,
killer, man. Well,
man.
thank you guys. I
Loving the
appreciate it.
sound,
My
Loving the
good.
sound.
And Michael, I'm going to go ahead and pay you a compliment. You ready, Michael?
Oh, me? I get a
I'm
compliment?
going to pay you a compliment. Michael,
good.
I appreciate the fact that you have upgraded your microphone situation.
I thank you.
It's almost like we've gone from like a black and white television to HD.
Really?
Yeah, is that strong for me tonight?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
My
That's
goodness.
all I needed was to get that thing.
Yeah. Now, Rob, who are your
Yes, sir.
songwriting heroes and why?
Oh man, that's a big question.
Yeah. Give me a
First one
couple.
I always go to probably is James Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
James
great
Taylor
one.
just, I think the prettiness of what he just, everything that he did was so pretty and so well put together. When I go to learn some of his stuff, you know, he reuses some of the same movements and stuff in his music, but
Yeah.
it's I think the way he writes and the poetic nature that he writes in is just, I think, something in the way she moves by him is one of the prettiest pieces of music. And I'm not crazy. I even wrote a song called "I Don't Believe in Love Songs" because I'm not crazy about love songs, man. But like that one, just when it's said the right way is so beautiful, man. And whoever he wrote that song for really meant something, And that was he's a huge influence as far as just that singer-songwriter feel. Another big one was probably Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Oh man. What about Tom Petty?
Just the master of the 3.5-minute song.
You're right. Most of them were about 3. I guess you're right, aren't they?
And as far as like somebody just telling a story and having just like the perfect accompaniment and the perfect instrumentation and picking, whenever you want to tell a story, it's like songwriting is like a haiku kind of, because you only get certain amount of syllables and a certain amount of words to say what you want to say. So you have to pick the right words to be able to paint the right picture, and he just seemed to be able to grab the perfect words to paint the perfect picture in the perfect length of time, and that to me was just amazing.
Tom Petty passed up Boys of Summer. Don Henley sings.
Did he?
Yeah, he passed that up. What's the guitarist? Not Stan Lynch. Who was the guitarist?
Mike Campbell?
Yes, Mike Campbell had written it and played it for Tom Petty, and Tom said, "Nah, I'm going to pass." And then,
wow.
Yeah, so he gave it to Don Henley.
Don Henley scored on that one.
Oh my gosh! And there's
that's
a
my
lot
song
of there's a
right
lot
there,
of
man.
there's a lot of stories about how that was recorded and how they had to change stuff. I won't get into that, but originally that could have been a Tom Petty song, "Boys of Summer."
I'll be darned. I kind of would dig it. I think I would rather hear Henley sing that song.
Yeah. I think it worked out well.
Yeah.
No kidding, man. I used to 20 years ago. I was a cook at the Blockade Runner down at Wrightsville Beach. I worked there for like 6 seasons, and I got to spend a lot of time on the beach. And at the end of every summer, when that tune came on, it just had like a special meaning.
Isn't it funny how music just transport you?
Huge.
Yeah.
Yep. Every time, and my wife and I talk about that all the time, man. That song is the summer song, especially the end of summer song. You hear it, and if you're from a beach town and you've seen it empty out at the end of the year, and you that beach at the end of the summer, and that song starts playing, and it just feels like it's being played just for you.
Yeah. I just got chills talking about it. Seriously, I just got a little chill.
That's awesome.
Because I can just feel the hi hat of that. Man, that's good hi hat. My God, what kind of a mindset do you think is important, to have as a songwriter? How do you get your mind right for writing music?
It comes in a lot of different ways. Sometimes I'll start with lyrics. I'm a huge poetry fan.
Are you?
And that's where I started, was writing poems. And Van Morrison was another huge influence there. It was like this musical poem.
Boy could write, man.
Oh my God,
crazy good lyrics. Moondance to me is still one of the prettiest.
I love playing that song on bass.
I do too. I love playing it on guitar. It's it fits in just about any situation that I go play in. It's just such a beautiful piece of poetry set to music.
Van Morrison is just his voice, 1980 to present day, is just pure goodness.
Did you ever hear "Cleaning Windows" by him?
Yes.
That is like.
What's that on? Back on Time. What's the name of that album? Days Like This, isn't it, or something like that?
And that is a heck of a good song too.
Cleaning Windows. Yeah, that whole album, like everything he's done. From 1980 up. Beautiful Vision.
Like post Brown Eyed Girl stuff.
Yes, the Beautiful Vision. You've heard the song, the album, Beautiful Vision. Have you heard that album?
I don't think I have.
Oh, you need to go home and find the album called Beautiful Vision from Van Morrison on the iTunes or wherever you go.
Yeah.
And give that a play. Oh my gosh, some of the best.
I absolutely will. I'd love any chance to check out new stuff by him.
Van Morrison is. I don't know if I think he put out some a couple years ago. And I would love to
stay away from the brown-eyed girl.
Yeah, I'm not really. That's kind of not
overplayed.
Not it. Yeah, that's not
overplayed.
really, to me. That is Van Morrison. It's not real meaningful Van Morrison. It's kind of
definitely not. Like you said, man.
Bubblegum,
Days Like This, I think, is probably one of his best songs.
Oh my gosh,
that one gives me chills. Just from start to finish.
Yeah, that's just work of art right there, man.
And if somebody wanted to kind of sum up how a lot of us feel about life, it's in that tune. It's like, Mama, there'd be days like this. There'd be days, and I think it's great because it's not a bad day he's talking about. It's a really sweet day he's talking about. It's when just everything comes together.
Yeah.
And that
Flick of a switch.
We need more tunes like that.
Yeah.
Rob, give us another live track here from Audio Scribe Studios. What do you want to do?
Yeah, absolutely. This one's called October.
Oh, I like songs about October. It's my favorite month.
I was in jazz band when I was in college, and my jazz teacher kind of got me out of the blues box, and I'm actually in a band with him, a little side project right now. But I kind of, my style and the things, you know, the larger umbrella that I put on my music, I call it funk tree. Because
Call it what?
I call it funk tree.
Funk tree. How do you spell that?
Funktree.
Okay, all right.
So it's basically that, you know, it's funky blues with jazz influences, and it's basically kind of me with my kind of semi-country self, because I just can't get
I like
out
that.
from
I
underneath
like that
it.
name. Michael, who did we have on that has Cemetery Rock? Was that Mark Sinnis?
Yeah.
He said he played cemetery music or something.
It was Cemetery Blues or something like
yeah,
that.
I never
I
heard
could see Mark
that.
saying he does that.
Yeah, I'd never heard that term before at all. I thought, my
He
gosh.
was really good. He was
Yeah,
really good.
that guy's, you know, got a dimension that's really unique, doesn't
I've never actually met him, but we're friends on Facebook and we follow each other's stuff
he?
all
Oh,
the
man,
time.
wonderful guy, too.
Yeah, he's really
great,
nice.
guy, and really great music. All right, there, Rob, take it away when you're ready.
Yeah, man, this one's October. This is my jazz side. Well, October came too soon. Lord, I'm wishing it was June. Smell of flowers in the air. Girl, I'm wishing I was there. Well, Lord, we've come so far. Lord, it's quite peculiar. Lord, the summer of our lives is here. Don't you waste your time in fear. Stretch out your arms and hold on tight to love. 'Cause you know, girl, it ain't been that long. Well, it just seems that way while it's going on. Lord, the clouds, they've disappeared. I'm saying there's one thing more I need from you, and baby, it ain't hard to give. Won't you let me ride? Well, in your sunshine, let me slide, slide, slide. Well, up next to you, won't you let today be the day you don't send me on my way, and it's coming true. Spring wind keeps blowing strong. It's right on my back, blowing me home. What's that sound that's all around? Its rhythm soul seems by the pound, you know. Girl, what have we got to lose? Make this life all that we choose. 'Cause winter winds are sometimes cold. Well, won't you drop that act and just sit back and maybe find something to hold? Won't you let me ride? Well, in your sunshine, girl, in your sunshine, let me slide, slide, slide. Well, up next to you, won't you let today be the day you don't send me on my way, and it's coming true. Girl, you know it's coming true. Won't you let me ride? Low in your sunshine. Let me slide, slide, slide. Oh, right next to you. Won't you let today be the day Lady Luck might look my way? Won't you let today be the day that you don't send me on my way? Won't you let today be the day? Let today be the day. Let today be the day that Lady Luck might look my way, and it's coming true. By October it'll be true.
By October it'll be true. By October it'll be true.
Man, that's good stuff.
Hey, thanks, fellas.
Gracious. Michael, you know what we got tonight? Time and talent.
You've got one heck of a voice, dude.
Hey, thank you, brother.
I'm just
Really?
saying.
It's got some soul.
I'm just sitting
on
here
that.
going, I'd like to hear you record it in my studio.
We're gonna do that, man.
Man, I'm just sitting here thinking, man, I'm just enjoying it. I start clapping, and like I said, I'm clapping. And guess what else I'm doing, Rob? Guess what I'm yelling?
Careful with the answer.
Guess what I'm yelling?
Lay it on me.
I'm going, come on! Come on!
Give me some more.
So, yeah, I was like, come on and get it. Come on.
Amen.
Yeah.
My goodness. Good gracious. That was just a nice lick. I wonder if that would sound like a tambourine. What do you think? Just give the line over with a little bit. I just want to put a little tambourine. You ain't got to sing. Just a little. Let's see where those. You ready?
Here we go.
Let me feel it.
Gotta feel it.
Yeah. How's
On
that?
the beat, man. Like I said.
Is that good?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Come
That'll work.
on, October Road, I tell you, girl. You ever do any? You ever do any scatting? You ever do any scatting? Like,
Not recently.
I could hear you doing some scatting.
I could probably get away with it. Channel my inner David Lee Roth.
I could hear you doing that. Like, do you ever do any?
David Lee
You do any solo work? Like soloing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like it's like guitar solo type
Yeah.
thing. Oh yeah, definitely. The guitar solos on my albums and stuff are mainly me.
That'd be a good time to scat while you're doing a solo, like like you just like ding ding, you know, doing that
You know,
thing.
there was I've seen some really good guitar players that will
Yes.
and they'll lip their
Yeah.
licks as they play.
Yes.
I've seen dudes do that, and I don't do that. I saw a dude that played with George Strait one time, and he would every lick he played, he would mimic it with his mouth. It was like he had
Yeah.
a talk box, and every lick he would just.
David
he would
Gilmour of Pink Floyd does that.
I think he does,
Uh-huh.
man.
They just know everything that they're about to play.
He speaks
It's
it as he's
crazy.
playing it, you know.
It's amazing when the guitar is really speaking. You know, when you've got that guitar and it's just speaking.
Yeah.
That's
an
another
art, you
level.
know?
That's another level of just, you know, the vibe.
And that with rock guitar, that's I think a nuance that gets overlooked a lot in rock guitar, man. Because you know, I meet jazz players and they're incredible players in their own right. You know, and fingerstyle players are incredible players in their own right. But there's a playing rock guitar, and people a lot of times it gets kind of dumped on because it's like, oh yeah, just distort it and you can get away with anything. You know, it's like, yeah, but there's so much nuance in being able to play and shape a distorted tone, because you're basically trying to get it to sound like a violin.
Right.
Like, I mean, that's kind of where that singy distorted tone kind of ended up trying to head towards, like Eric Johnson, that sweet tone. You know, you're trying to get it to end up sounding like a violin.
Right.
You know? And
Mark
I-
Knopfler's got a good tone on these.
Oh, yeah.
incredible tone. I was gonna cite him as an influence a little while back too, man. He was a huge influence too.
And for good reason. What a great what's that album? Sailing to Philadelphia. You got that one?
I don't. Ragpicker's Dream, I think, was the last one I got by him, and that's, you know, he was, because he's got that great fingerstyle stuff. But the rock guitar, and to be able to, if you listen to Derek Trucks, you know,
Oh, yeah.
just the attitude I think that you're able to convey through a rock solo is the only place you can do that. You know, I mean, that I know of, that you can yell through your fingers.
Yeah, you can.
know?
Yeah. And I think the day, and I could be wrong, the day of the guitar solo, at least for the rock I hear, is gone.
Yeah, man, it's kind of hiding in country music right now.
I think you're right. I think
You
that
know,
is, yeah.
rock and roll is kind of hiding in country right now because there's no other outlet for
Right.
it.
Yeah. Now, have you ever heard Green Grass and High? You ever
country's
heard?
turning into rap.
You ever heard?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You ever heard Green Grass and High Tides from the Outlaws?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now I'm going to verge out and say this, and I fully mean it. That is the best guitar work ever laid down.
It's pretty sick stuff, man. It's got to be right up there with anything.
I mean,
you
I
know?
can't think of any. I heard it today on Planet
is
Z
that?
Live. The Outlaws, Green Grass and High Tides.
I have to check that out.
I thought I sent. Oh, maybe I didn't send it to you today. I sent it to somebody. But if you've never heard Green Grass and High Tides from the Outlaws, that is the best guitar work ever, in my opinion, ever recorded, ever laid down. The solo work, Oh my goodness! People
Amazing
say
stuff.
People say Skinnerd. We're talking Greengrass and High Ties from the Outlaws.
Eagles had some pretty good stuff too. So,
Oh,
some-
man.
when they started,
They really did.
And obviously the Allman Brothers, man.
Yes, sir.
With the way they
Yeah.
harmonize their guitar parts
Yeah.
is just incredible.
I started
Yeah.
playing bass because of Timothy B. Schmidt.
Really?
Yeah.
From the Eagles.
When I first started, like I got a bass and I wanted to learn how
Yeah.
to play. I started listening to Timothy B. Schmidt from the Eagles, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, I really like the way that he plays." And that's kind of how I started listening to the Eagles a lot more, and they became one of my favorite groups.
Now,
Incredible.
Now, Rob, how do you incorporate feedback in your songwriting? Now, I remember you said that your dad used to swing the door open and tell you, but how about now? I mean, what kind of feedback mechanism do you have for your songwriting now?
My wife.
Oh, okay.
She's a big one.
She'll let you know. Is she honest?
Yeah, I really like to.
How's she
yeah,
think this program's going?
Yeah. She's
right
loving
beside
it,
him.
man.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she's from South Jersey, so
She'll let you have it.
she'll definitely let you know if she doesn't like it. You know,
Yeah.
it's and she's got great taste, and we have really similar tastes in things, and I feel like. I'm one of those people. I want to ask her if I'm kidding myself if I think something sounds good, and I really trust her. I trust her opinion, and then later on, after I kind of okay it there, I'll take it out and I'll lay it on some crowds, and that usually is. But ultimately, I feel like if it conveys it in me, and I feel like it gets my foot tapping, and honestly, if I can go back and listen to it, and I feel like it gave me some goosebumps, and it's got that message coming across, I feel like I know when it's got like what I'm looking for. As a songwriter, I know when I've stumbled on something that's probably gonna be pretty good.
Now, what kind of crowd do you think you kind of lean toward? Like, what kind of people are showing up?
My audiences, guitar players.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guitar players in the audience, man. A lot of blues fans.
Yeah.
Country fans. Because I think that's really what I want to do. Willie Nelson was another huge influence, man, and I like that ability to be able to cross genres and borders musically, where you're not just going to a country show. He might play a couple jazz tunes. He might play a blues tune.
Right.
So I want to mix the audience up as far as that goes. Like I don't want just a country audience, even though they like a few of my country tunes, and I want them to come out, and I want people that really dig guitar playing to come out. People that really like instrumentation and musicality to come out. I want there to be something for everybody in the stuff that I'm putting out there. But it's a lot of guitar players. It's people that are fans of singer-songwriter stuff, people that dig lyricism, and people that are open-minded to indie music.
Nice.
Have you ever played over at? I know a lot of other people that are listening that don't know much of the Wilmington scene. This isn't going to matter to them, but you ever play much over at the Rusty Nail?
The Nail actually was where I incubated as a young guitar player.
That's
man.
what I would think. Yeah.
Because
They
when I was like
spotlight a
18.
lot of the blues stuff there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they've had the blues jam out there for like 25 years every Tuesday night, and they have a collective one once a month out there. But even when I was 18, 19 years old, I was going in there and not drinking and just playing on the blues jam. And
That's pretty awesome.
so that has been I've cut my teeth in the Rusty Nail, and I met a lot of my longtime friends in Wilmington that are guitar players at the Nail.
Yeah.
We met there a long time
They
ago.
hang there all the time, man. That's like the one place to go if you ever want to get up with some blues players. To Rusty Nail.
and have a
Rusty
sweet jam.
Nail.
Yep. And more bass players come out to the jam if you're
Yeah,
if you're in the Wilmington area.
there's usually not that many out
No,
there.
there's one poor bass player whose fingers are about to fall off at the end of the night because he's played every song.
Everyone.
I should take my son out there one night and go play.
Now, Rob, give us why don't you give us another track? What do you want to do?
Absolutely. Let's see. This one called. I'll do Miracle next.
Okay.
Let me get a little tune up right here. Just to
Yeah.
make sure
Michael,
I'm
tell
not
the folks about the podcast
hurting
while
anybody's
Rob tunes up.
Yeah, we got some new stuff going on with the podcast. It's no longer just on Spotify. It is also on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So when it gets uploaded on Saturday, it also gets copied over to YouTube automatically. So you can check out our YouTube channel at Under the Radar Music Show.
Under the Radar Music Show on YouTube, and I
Right.
tried
You
that
just-
out, and we're still working on the Apple, and a lot of that's my fault because I've not done what I told you I was going to do. Hadn't done it yet.
It takes an ID, an Apple ID,
Yeah.
and getting it all set up and everything.
Yeah,
But
and it's complicated. you know?
we'll get there. We will get there.
Yeah,
but
hopefully
yeah.
another week or two we can have that up on the Apple. Man, it's big time, big stuff, man.
Yeah.
Rob, Ronner, what are you going to play for us now?
This one is one I haven't recorded yet. This is one of the more of the singer-songwriter in. This one's called Miracle, and I think I wrote this one. I think we, when we're waiting on something to come through, and when we're looking into ourselves about who we are. I think this
Amen.
was a kind of a venture into myself.
All right.
This was one of the deeper ones. So
All
I
right,
hope you guys dig this
All
one.
right, cool.
Well, I've been waiting on the great one to send a miracle my way. Lord, I hope it's today. Don't wanna sit back, watch my spirit decay. Lord, I can't be that way. I can't be that way. Seems everybody's waiting on the comeback and it's perpetual dismay. Will they figure it out someday? Well, I can't make believe when I'm down on my knees. I just can't be that way. I can't be that way. Well, I can't be that way. 'Cause the setting sun may rule this world, but I don't have to play. I got something to say. That all the love I have to give, I gladly give away today. Whoa, today. I say my stars begin to line, and when I don't forget to pray, but it's not what they say. Just remember that the sunset is just part of your day, and then please don't dismay. Just let the sounds of nature wake you from your slumbering state, and then go on and walk on my way. 'Cause you know passion's just a fraction if you favor delay. Well, now, don't be that way. Don't be that way. Well, I just can't be that way. 'Cause the setting sun may rule this world, but I don't have to play. I got something to say. With all the love I have to give, I gladly give away. I just can't be that way. 'Cause the setting sun may rule this world, but I don't have to play. I got something to say. That all the love I have to give, I gladly give away. Well, all the love I have to give, I gladly give away. Well, all the love I have to give, I gladly give away. Lord, today. Lord, today. I need a miracle today. I need a miracle today.
Good gracious. I think that's the one, Michael.
Yeah, I think they all are.
That one, Rob, is my favorite.
Was it?
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, thank you, man. That one's that.
Rob,
When
nice.
you write,
Wow.
when you write them, you never know which ones. Like that to me,
That's the one.
I never know which ones are gonna hit.
That's the
and
one, man.
Thank you, guys.
That's the one.
Sounds awesome.
God, Michael, what's it like to be in the room with that?
Honestly, my headphones sound amazing right now.
I mean, what's it like just to be in the room with, sometimes you're just blessed to be in the room with, that.
Well, dude, we were having a conversation when they got here. That's like it went from us setting up to testing the sound, everything, all the way up until you got on, and
it went downhill.
We've been talking ever since. I mean, it's been really good conversation about recording, about equipment in general and music and just everything. So,
absolutely. It's like being it's like, especially I think if you work in studio and engineering and stuff, it's kind of like being a foreigner and speaking your second language all the
Right.
time. And then when you finally meet somebody that knows about studio stuff, you're like, oh my God, I can speak in my native language.
Right.
And you finally meet somebody that knows the things because it's such German, and Greek. It's and even to me, I mean, I've just now started getting my toes wet with being an engineer probably last year, and I never waste any opportunity to speak with somebody I feel like knows their stuff.
Michael's really into it and got some new equipment, and you ought to record with Michael.
I'm going to.
You ought to record that latest one you just did so you can get it to the people quick.
I think that's a plan, actually.
Make a single with Michael.
I'd be happy for that.
Absolute plan, man.
Now, Rob, question for you.
Yes, sir.
What's a movie you could watch every day?
Talking random, man.
Well, it's funny. She's going to kill me if I don't say it because I watch it every time that it's on.
All right.
The Mummy.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Mummy.
Good movie. Good movie.
When it's on TV, I don't know what it is, man. It's so relaxing to me. I don't have to. I don't know what it is. It's one of those movies that you can just kind of like Friday. I can let Friday just play, and I'll watch that, and I'll watch it for the 10,000th time, and I can just let it rip, man.
The
That
movie
one-
Friday. That's a good one.
Have you ever watch Galaxy Quest? That's mine.
That's yours?
Usually when I want to just go to bed,
Uh-huh.
I just put the movie on Galaxy Quest and let it play. And my wife hates it. She's like, "Not this movie again, please."
Get a white noise machine, please.
Michael, this is a true story. I don't think you remember this, but I do. The year was 2005. What year did you get married?
Oh, don't pull that
Oh,
on
I'm
me,
sorry.
dude.
Never mind then. All right. But it was early 2000s, maybe mid 2000s,
wonderful
early
year
to
of
mid
my life.
2000s. Maybe it was 2005, 4 or 5.
I just don't remember it. No.
Maybe 2004 or 5. Anyways, I came to stay with you at your folks' house, and we had been out goofing around. We came in pretty late. Late then, but it was probably about midnight. You remember the movie you wanted to put on? This is true. True story. I never forget this as long as I live. What movie did you want to put on?
Blade Runner.
Let me think.
No, so this is a long one, man.
Let me think. A long movie?
Oh my gosh! I think we played maybe an hour of it, and that was it.
I'm lost, dude. The only one that I could think of that would be extremely long would be Dances with the Wolves.
Nope. 10
Lord of the
Commandments.
Rings.
You put on the
Oh.
10
Ten
Commandments. You put on the
Commandments.
10 Commandments.
Oh, did I really?
Yes, I remember like it was yesterday.
I do watch that a lot
Yeah,
too.
yeah. You put on the 10 Commandments.
I can imagine you sitting there going,
I was like, command
"Seriously?"
thyself to a snack and some sleep because I'm tired.
But
Trying
then,
to put on 10 Commandments. It was
but
like
wait a
3
minute.
hours.
There was that time that I went and stayed with you over at the lake.
Yeah.
And that was the first time we watched Brother Where Art Thou.
That
And
is,
we
you're
both
right.
absolutely love that
You're
movie.
right. I remember that like it was yesterday. We went and picked it up at the movie at the Blockbuster.
Yep.
Man.
Obviously, what a soundtrack on that movie.
Yeah,
too.
oh, you
It's
ain't
awesome.
kidding, man.
I think that was the reason I loved the movie so much.
Yeah,
was the
man.
soundtrack.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal soundtrack. Rob, tell us where we can find all your music and happenings and your next gig.
Well, let's see. The next one, when's my Saturday gig? Actually, it's a private one. The next one I
Private
have coming
gig.
up. Yep, I'm actually, my band is opening up. I told you I was doing a little side project. I'm playing bass in a side project right now. That's the next gig that I have
I
coming
hope
up.
they let you sing.
They do.
Okay.
They
like
better.
lead. I hope they let you sing lead.
You know, being a front man, I love that, but I did it. He said they needed a bass player, and I play a bunch of different instruments, and I was like, okay, man, I'll come sit in, because sometimes I like being a side man,
Yeah.
where you don't have the pressure of anything else,
Mm-hmm.
But my next one, let's see, I'll be at Coquina Fish Bar on the 10th of May. That's my
Mm-hmm.
next.
Where's that at?
It's in Mayfair in Wilmington.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
But my website is robbronner.com.
Spell that
and,
slowly for the people.
Rob, R-O-B, Ronner, RONNER.com.
RobRonner.com, and there you got merch, you got merchandise, shirts.
Working on getting merch together.
Yeah.
I don't have any merch up yet, but we're working on that for this summer. We'll have all kinds of merch ready for the summer.
And we can find your music there and all that too?
Yeah, and actually the music you can download all of my catalog on my website on the music page. And anywhere else, Apple Music, iTunes, any of the places you can find or stream,
yes.
You can download stuff. You can find it anywhere there. And Rob Ronner Music on Facebook and Rob Ronner on Instagram as well.
Tell you what, you're phenomenal talent, man.
Very much so.
Thank you guys so
just
much, and I appreciate it.
Just a good vibe, a good guy, and a heck of a vocalist. It's real strong, real good.
Yeah.
Michael, that mic sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
He's got a great room in here for it too, man. I practice in my apartment a lot, and because of my I do have a boomy voice, and I don't want to blow my neighbors out, so I don't always practice in full voice, man.
Right.
So I can, when I'm sitting in here and I know he's got it soundproofed and it's all studioed up in here,
Yeah.
I can just let it cut, man. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It sounded great.
Well, Rob,
Don't ever be shy on your voice.
let
brother.
it out, man. Rob, if you would play us a song to close us out with tonight, a live track. What do you want to do to close us out?
Yeah, absolutely. This one's called Bright Day. This one's I wrote this one every now and the truck driving, man, was kind of a joke to myself. It was about those ladies that you would see out on a Tuesday night that probably had kids at home, and it was a little bit too late. And so I wrote that about those that maybe might want to go home. It was kind of a joke to myself. And Bright Day was a lighter tune that I wrote to myself about just kind of what would it be like to, that part of you that just wants to put the handkerchief on the stick and just hit the road, you know what I mean?
Right.
And just kind of, what would it be if I just blew all this stuff off and just took off and followed everything that my heart's kind of desire and just took off down the road. And I think it's kind of the point, the narrator in the song has reached kind of a point of frustration, and he's getting ready to head out. He's had about all he can take, and he's getting ready to leave town.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Ronner on the show tonight. This is a live podcast and also broadcast live on Planet Z Live. You can catch the rerun Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night from 8 to 9 on Planet Z Live. And then also the podcast will be posted Saturday around 9 p.m. for everyone to hear during the week. And Rob, appreciate you being on the show tonight. Hope you'll come back soon and bring friends, man.
Yeah, 1,000 thanks, man. You guys are awesome, and I really appreciate y'all having me on. And I'll be back definitely
Awesome,
as much as y'all will have me, man. I'll
Thank
see
you,
y'all
Rob,
again
man.
soon.
All right, buddy, take us out here.
Stand back, Sally. Stand back slow. Whoa, stand back, Sally, yeah. 'Cause I'm about to blow. 'Cause I got the boss man, I'm lost man, pushing on down on me. Well, ain't seen a dollar since the prop shop job back in '93. They say a good time's a good time as long as you're living free. Why don't you break it up, shake it up, and save a little piece for me? Well, oh, well, I'm feeling fine, 'cause I got a bright day on my mind. Got myself a little bit of peace of mind. Done painted myself a bigger picture. Now I can read between the lines. Why? 'Cause I found your love. I found your love. 'Cause I got the boss man, I'm lost man, pushing on down on me. I'm gonna slap that sucker, make a run for the big city streets. 'Cause I got my suitcase, my health, and my baby, and my own 2 feet. Done heard stories about a West Coast sunset that can't be beat. You know. Lord, when I'm feeling fine, 'cause I got a bright day on my mind. Got myself a little bit of peace of mind. Done painted myself a bigger picture. Now I can read between the lines. I found your love. Well, I found your love. Here we go. Now Nowadays, baby, when push comes to shove, Lord, ain't I glad that I found your love. A sweet little candy apple sent from above. I wanna take it home and slip it on like a glove. A mad situation, can't get enough. Lord, I ain't I glad that I found your love. Cause on the flip side, the good times come from the tough. Lord, I ain't I glad that I found your love. Get down. Girl, I found your love. Ain't I glad? Ain't I glad I found your love?